group of show and tell. Our class really think big having Miss Visual for teacher. She's make every day fun, and today was no different. It all started at the international show and tell competition. Our class was to show Arnold rare rock collection. The only problem was Arnold will see those rare to be found. Where is Arnold? Cryfield is not filled to get watch. The show is about to start. I don't know what we're worried about, said Dorothy. I'm the one who's going to get there and tell what we have. We began to panic when Ray Savannah, you guys are ready to go back, going to thank me, he said, gasping for air. Where's your rock collection? asked Wolfie. At home, and I brought it, said Arnold. She's pulled out this strange looking tool with a colorful net attached. Is this the grade of your what? What is it? Asked the I don't know, replied Arnold. It was just I was a short part of the end it's a teleport. Dorian looked at the hoop cheerfully. He tried to eat over and take over there. I stepped for 2 weeks for digging up the wrong information. I don't have to clues about what this thing is, he asked excitedly. No time for Arnold to going home and get for the rock, but we couldn't enter the competition with the hoop. We weren't even sure what it was. Suddenly, Miss Fizzle shows up. You're just in time, Dorothy Ann told her. Arnold brought this real hoop for show and tell, but nobody knew what it was. Well, as a my new pet, Connell always says when it do figured it out, Miss Phyllis said. The first thing we figured it out was the Arnold found the hoop of the track belongs to Great Aunt and the famous archaeologist known as R.C. John. When later Sarah and Joe you used to tell my story about why she had the archaeologist had to see such for thing what was like behind by people long time ago. She figured how people live based on the stuff of she found. So did she have ever tell what this was? Asked Wanda. He never figured it out, replied Arnold. But I don't have the journal for adventure. Maybe there were some clues in here, Dorothy said. Dorothy had taking a journal from Arnold. Just then, Mr. Fisher came coming out to the bus class. He called, "Wait, Arnold. If you're talking about the film trip, we can go now. What about the show? We are really about to go on." Sophie Ann tried Arnold. Unless I can tell somebody was on and found doing there is no show, he shouted. The Miss Fizzle gave Arnold a two-way show and television, and you can hear and see all at all times. So how we can figure it out what the hoop forest people will use on around town here? As Miss Frizzle was responding to the boss, Mr. Frizzle took over and the archaeologist did call something like an artifact, he said. So artifact is something made by people who lived long time ago. Tim had exactly Tim. Miss Fizzle said. but we couldn't figured it out. What had made the whole Mr. Fisher tell them was the guess the reason. Our archaeologists put the clues together and make the gas. And Mr. Fisher explained they call the gas hypothesis. We put together our clues once the whole made from the wood. To the who was strong. The Ralphie guessed it was some store of worse thing, like a shutter, but Tim thought it was a net. Okay, said Dorothy. So we have the two good guesses now that, but before he can start finish, welcome to the supposed autumn. What is all the guesses will be test, Miss Fisher said. No, even archaeologist is going to try the artifact. The first thing she does is make a copy of the artifact. Miss Fisher said he made the copy and gave the original artifact, but Lee's brought to take with Arnold. Then we joined Mr. Fisher, the largest computer screen. Now, we know the who was made long ago, began Miss Fisher, but what else do we know? It says it's found near the Fort Worth alive, said Dorothy Ann, looking at the Arnold Jones journal. As the phrase entered the information, the map will appear on the screen. We know there is had to be trees made of wood, continues Ralphie, and that with that some trees spotted it with the screen. We happy. And they happy people live there. Somebody must have made it, explained Tim. Dorothy Ann looked at the journal again. Arlene Jones write about the hunter and farmer, he said. So maybe can suppose people something figure out directly. Guess Ralphie. Ralphie guess was good, but we didn't know how to find whether or not his guess was right. There was a small close of Miss Fisher's face. We need feeling something, but what about to happen? And we are right. One by one, we are tossed into the computer screen. Suddenly, we found the outside people who look at his boat. The spokes of the town had taken what we knew at the guess and created what if were. As we look around, what if were all you can see was several angry looking people. This program led them to arrive with a reminder. Better to get yourself ready to test hypothesis, he said, shouted to Ralphie. Wanting for cover, he watched us do a fly and do what the hook was waving. Then into the tree. Then so much for the hypothesis. We yelled with the rappers as they jumped back to the computer screen eagerly. Man, that was close, exclaimed Ralphie. We are just catching our breath when Arnold boy came off Miss Visual television. Attention class, come in class. You guys know what this is? He cried. We're going to stage any minute now. We're working on it, replied Phoebe, but we can tell what is not working. It saves Arnold Joy found the remake castle near the found the hook. Noticed one that hard-nosed Johnner. But Tim picked up the hook. Look at this wrapping, he said, making up the hook perfectly for downward the surface sculpting thing. I get it was a net. So what is the fish net? Mr. Fisher entered the gas into the supposed turn. Come on, class, let's make a splash, she said. Then Maggie drove to the screen, just with the little Wally, while he followed splash, splash, splash. Peeping downstairs, no, we noticed the water was full of fish, but not every time was called a fish was food. They would just slip through and never the fish to another. Too bad we can catch one, Luvian said. Just then Mr. Fizzle pointed at we are heading straight for the repaint. Meanwhile, back at the show and tell competition, Arnold turned on the television to show what is shouting that word. I can't believe this is happening. Go on many minutes round now, he cried, but Lee wasn't Wally. He was busy playing to Cassie Whispy to the wrapping hook. We made it to the wrapping really safely, but we still figured it out what the hook was. Then Keisha picked up the hook. What is this thing? There was a beautiful color in just like a sting in the water. So based on the outside, Keisha, so what will you say it? Said Miss Fish said. A hat, he answered. Luffy and agreed with the hook had been had. It says the journal went up the number John found selling based on the people used to decorate their clothing. And we guessed that they had and worn for the dance and celebrate and put the hypnotize to the test. He added that dancer drum and night hit and sports turn. Before we knew, we were just dancing the harvest celebration. Don't you love to dance? Asked BB chuckled it found in the bed. The more Keisha danced, the more Who slipped out with her head. There's no way to keep a hat on, he cried. No bets, no ties, no sure. And there is no more with the ring where he could have been. Notice if it looked like a Keisha hypnotized was wrong. We will still start thinking about never figured it out. But Miss Fizzle wasn't really. I bet the boat butter was more than hypnotized. We're coming or comfort from. Back at the school, back at the bus, we called Arnold to the television. Come in, Arnold, he Duffy Ann said Arnold was taking what anything else was a bad piece on the whole, DA said, interrupting him. He what to do on the screen when Arnold pulled out the shirt, pulled out of the bed, something baby picture, but bodies and peculiar and some arrow. The arrow tied with the deal and something decorated just with the hook. We got this that to throw those of the arrow were hooked what together. But how? We wonder. Something Dorothy and recognized that the arrows were no one do arrows, he explained. And we with the she ran to the opposite sir. She made the grab for arrow, but Arnold zoomed back to the left. So maybe the artifact was a game, suggests Phoebe, and they and maybe you have go with arrows to the hole. This sounds good. This sounds good to us. Even long ago, people needed fun. Then we noticed that the ring of the hole was worn out. We guessed the hole didn't say the still was the Dorfield. Instead, maybe the hole was so wrong among the grand, and another tries to join. We are having so much fun playing with Sue. Arnold was there with figure with the Arnold would forget all about that we forget all about poor Arnold. But Arnold was busy taking the other out. He was staring at what might be the shield. Ooh, cried the audience. Well, actually, said Arnold, laughing with the fast. It was kind of honest because the arrow could not fit to the hole. Oh, sighed the crowd. Arnold commented. He knew he gave the man's attention. Prepare for your putting around river, trying to catch a fish. We swept to the water. As we had to prepare what the catching with the fish should, they realized you better to get paddle up the dozen lake. Arnold heart was pounding. Imagine you're at the ceremony. He tell to the audience. The fireworks, the drum pound, the dancers sang, and then what? Cried the audience. You wonder what you put and let because the side was the Arnold who rode to the stage. The audience groaned, but he catches around the hood and suddenly figured it out. Ladies and gentlemen, announce, believe it or not, this artifact is some kinds of wall. It's a game. It's an object with the game purple in the row in the rolling hood. You see, Arnold to the audience, this is only the hippo side and the good for guy. But with a sting believe the people who lived long ago, this is who and gets the clue what about and leave. And this the artifact is like us to fit close today, but audience clap loudly as Arnold do back with the feet. As we rain back for the audience. As Arnold began hovering to the prize, we bow and say, this arrow doesn't belong to me. It belongs to my classmate, Rock Elementary. Thank you.